Shalom. Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Hey, let's discuss this inflation type business for a minute. So we have all heard everybody talking about it, this and that. I'm going to tell everybody what's really going on. The truth about what's really actually happening. Not all these businesses and corporations and these people who are working for these corporations on the side as well. Let's not listen to what they're saying. They're all lying. Let's take it right now. Let me show you something. Let's take, for instance, animals. Your animals, right? Why all of a sudden is, for instance, cat litter and cat food, if you look at the price of cat litter and cat food, they're roughly almost the fucking same. You'd be better off buying cat food for your cat to shit in. It's the same fucking price. Right? Why is that? I'll tell you. Well, when you go into the computer simulation, like they've all been speaking, saying things like, oh, we might be in a computer simulation already. No, you're not. No, you're not. They promote this idea because this is what they want to pull you into as a computer simulation. How? This is how. So back to the cat and dog food, right? All the animal food that you want to get. Notice on the shelves, I'm not finding my cat food. My dog food's gone. My litter is all wiped out. Who has all this stuff? Are the companies not producing anything? What's going on? We all want to know. Right? I'll tell you. In the computer world, they are creating for you a simulation that they want to put you all in. That way, if you read in the book of Revelations, it talks about you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you have the mark, which is the number of the beast, his name. This is policy, everyone. It's a policy. The mark is a policy. All right? Unless you have the policy, and then the part of that policy is going to be what it is you're going to use to purchase with. For instance, you already got bricks, and then you got the oil of the US dollar. Now, BRICS wants to use a different kind of currency to buy that. You see now, you're going to have different currencies. But what is this policy they're creating to where if you don't have this, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade? It easily can be shown you through animal food. You have all these apps, Chewy.com. Or let's say you want to buy clothes or you want to buy food for yourself. Look at all these different apps on the computer you can create. Now, mind you, it might cost you money to create the account. It's always going to cost you more to participate in the app. And once you are part of the app, you also have to follow the app policy. You see? Before, when you go to a store, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Now you're going to go to the simulated app world that they're trying to pull us all into. And it's going to be, you can't talk that way. You can't look that way. You can't be that way. You can't say that. You can't say this. All of the policy you got to follow. Otherwise, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. Now, who has all the cat food? Well, this is what the organizations did. Imes, Purina, 9 Lives, they're all making cat food still. But what's happening is these apps are getting first bid and they're buying the cat food. Now, normally, these factories, once they make your cat and dog food, they ship this on diesel or on train to the grocery store where you and I go and purchase it at a retailer price. Sometimes a wholesale, depending on the store you go to, right? Now, when you get capitalism, now I'm not downing capitalism. Capitalism is good, but there is a line that we have to draw where you can't keep capitalizing on the same damn thing over and over and over again. Food, cat and dog food, for instance. So the apps are buying all this food up from these organizations that are making it, hoarding it. Now you go to a grocery store, where's my cat food? It's not here. Who has it? Oh, Chewy.com bought it. Now they're going to turn around and sell it to you for more than what they purchased it at. Because now there's going to be shipment fees, there's going to be credit card fees, there's going to be all these different things added to it, delivery fee for it to be delivered to you. Now the damn bag that once cost me $5 is now costing me $10 fucking dollars because this guy here wants to capitalize on fucking cat food. They don't want to come up with any better idea. So they capitalize on it, and the only way I'm going to be able to get it is if I join into this computer simulated policy world. I won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. I won't be able to survive unless I go into it. Do you see what they're doing, Americans? Do you see what they're doing all around the world? Wake up! Wake up! Do you people really want to go into a great fucking war? Do you know what war is about? You don't get to eat. You don't get to sleep. You don't get no comfort. There's nothing good about it. Is this what you want? Because this is where you're going into. This is where we're all headed to. Now let's go. Now you got the cat food. Now you're understanding why inflation is up. Not only that, they have implemented these markets previously beforehand because they knew what they were going to be doing with the capitalism of food, products, everything you're purchasing, right? You see it now. Now you're going to go online to buy these things. That's what they're switching over. Remember they used to, you go to the grocery store, they had baggers. The baggers no longer there. Where's the baggers all at? They're putting all these, they're taking away jobs by putting in and implementing technology. And now there is no teenagers bagging groceries anymore, earning a living and getting some job experience. No, none of these people have job experience anymore. They come straight from the computer right into the next computer is what the new generations are doing. Now, let's go to the electricity bills where they're trying to force the Green Deal, where they're forcing solar panels. I grew up in the 80s. As a matter of fact, my house I grew up on our house, on our roof, we had solar panels. Let me tell the American people in the world about solar panels where I come from and where I grew up. Now, I grew up in the Midwest. And in the Midwest, it's not too dusty. It's not too bad. It's nice weather, right? That's where we grow our food, is in the Midwest. It's got to be nice weather. So I started noticing while we were growing up that it wasn't working. Now, why was it not working? Oh, well, we go outside, we looked up on it, it's covered in dust. So now, when you want to put it on your roof, thinking you're saving the money, maybe you saved $50 that month because you had this. $50 you saved. But guess what? Now you got to turn around and buy all the shit to clean that fucking thing. That's going to cost you more than $50 because you see the price of everything in the store. It's going to cost me more than $50 to even fucking clean the damn thing so it fucking works right. Understand? Another problem we used to have when I was growing up, squirrels and raccoons would crawl up underneath it, getting out of the rain, chewing on the wires, breaking stuff, birds building nests, pulling wires, thinking it was a piece of grass and they use it for their nest. Now the whole thing is broke. Now guess what you got to do? You got to call the repairman out. Now the repairman charging you an arm and a leg just to come out and fix the wiring on it. Does that fix the situation? No, because within a couple of months, dust is back on it again, and the birds and squirrels are fucking it all up. This is what they don't tell everybody in reality. So all this new generation, listen to me. I'm from the 80s. We already experimented with this shit. With the solar winds, the big fans, the birds flying into that, everybody knows that they don't work. All the shit gets broke. They get weighed down, too much dust. Then you got to pay somebody to go and clean all this shit. You understand? Go and clean it. And it's a constant thing over and over and over and over. Now, just so you guys have the understanding of what's actually really going on, what they're all really doing. And the reason they're doing this is because all the people in positions of power globally have stolen tax money by raising tax, stolen your money, given all themselves a raise. They take the raise, they turn around with their 25% fucking raise, and they taken that extra money now, and they're investing it in the stocks that will be selling you products. on the computer simulated world. This is what they don't also tell you. So you can look up companies that are rising up. Look up, find out who's investing in it, who's the CEOs of these, who's working in these companies. And then you come to discover, shit, our own damn senators and House our own stock in this shit? What? What? How dare them? But they don't care. Because for you and I, like I say, it's going to be, if you don't come into the computer world, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. If you don't accept the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. This is what they're already doing. And they're using all of these lies, global warming, all this bullshit. You know who makes weather? Did you guys know that DARPA, DAARPA, can make weather? They literally can make weather. Knowing that a company or organization in the military industrial complex can make weather, all of a sudden now you want to say we're having global warming, we're having problems. But back before you had the technology to make weather, when we were committing more violations of dumping. Remember the toxic waste dumped in the oceans back in the 60s, 70s? Remember all those stories we used to hear? Before they had the technology to make weather, they never could use global warming as the problem because they couldn't control it. Now that they can control something, now they want to use it against you. Wake up to that. Technology, these scientists, all these people, they're very wicked. If you're more interested as a scientist, if you're more interested in something other than God, you're a fuck up. You ain't even a scientist. You're a goofy ass. You're a liar. A real scientist loves God, believes in God, seeks in science to find God. These other scientists, they're in science to seek profit, to kill God. That's what they're doing. So I have a lot, like I said, I have a lot of stuff, to reveal and tell everybody all about. Oh, and then another thing, the CIA is involved in a lot of the overthrowing of our democracy. The CIA was involved in a lot of it. A lot of time people blame this FBI, but they need to understand sometimes these CIA guys are posing and pretending to be FBI agents to cover their asses. This is a fact. So I know of 2 of them that's in Twitter that are CIA agent right now in Twitter. 2 of them. Yet the only thing you hear is talking about is the FBI, the FBI, the FBI. No. The CIA are the ones who fucked up Afghanistan. Here's something people better understand about Afghanistan. Do you know that the soldiers there in Afghanistan, they used to come in conflict with the Taliban? Now, mind you, you have to understand, why did our government give this weapons to the Taliban? There's a great thing that's going on that I'd like to address. In our nation, we have our democracy, we have our military powers. When everything has become corrupt and you have a group outside of your government, for instance, Bill Gates, all these guys at Davos that are United States citizens, anytime a United States citizen goes and meets in a secret place to discuss American policies or trade or anything that has to do with our government, is a traitor. First of all, we already have legislation in the House that create our laws. You, Bill Gates, you guys are not members of the House of Representatives, so why are you meeting up in secret places to discuss policies of the American people? That's called being a traitor. It's treason. But they took away, a long time ago, the term petty treason. The monarchs did, so that way they could have these meetings. So now there's no such thing as the petty treason. There's treason. And it has to be proven that you have raised an army and you are trying to overthrow. Majority of it's about an army. But get this. Those guys in Davos and those people in the Bilderbergs, Guess who they've hired to be their military type? It's small right now. It's that BlackRock, that Blackstone, mercenaries. So these guys are the same as Taliban. Now you have to understand, in Afghanistan, they had a government, they had a military as well. And they were fighting against the Taliban from corrupting their government. The same way America, you're going to eventually be fighting Blackstone, BlackRock, whatever they want to be called, because they're going to be the henchmen of those that are secretly meeting, committing treason against our House and our Senate. Fact. So, during the Afghanistan war, our soldiers would call, when you go to the battle, you're in the hot zone, you go to the battle, let's say there's a group of guys got you pinned down and you can't go anywhere, you're going to die if you move. We have a radio, it's communication. We get on the radio and we call in and we say, hey, we're pinned down. We're over here where you told us to go. This is our coordinates. Can you bomb them? Most likely, they say, yeah, we're sending a boom. Bam, 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 bomb, bomb, bomb. But in Afghanistan, guess what the generals, the captains, the lieutenants, guess what they were all saying? We can't. You'll have to hold out. Hold out. We can't. What do you mean we can't? What do you mean we can't? And this is what they used to do to the soldiers in Afghanistan. And they'd end up dying. They ended up dying on purpose. Our own leaders killed our soldiers over there on purpose. That's disgusting. There's a lot more into this, I can tell everybody, especially with the diversity in the military. I've shown everybody in some videos before where I showed you the Afghan policeman and a United States soldier were playing with each other, acting goofy, like their mind frame. Oh, I cut your dick off. I cut yours. They're playing like this in the middle of fucking war. They're acting like a bunch of ghetto ass fuckboys. You understand? So when diversity in the military, I don't want some ghetto ass fuckboy who wants to play around and talk dirty and nasty like hip hop and rap teaches you. I don't want that motherfucker watching my six. No. Diversity will get us killed. And I saw it when I look. I see it out there. I watch all these guys. These guys playing thumbnail, all of a sudden, bomb coming, boom, blow everybody up. That's what diversity got them. A bunch of warped-minded fucking guys who go into another nation, bringing their filthy, warped-minded bullshit with them, spreading it into Afghanistan people where they think this is American mind frame, and it's not. I'll tell you right now, Afghan, we hate those ghetto fucks. We despise people like that. Fact. That's the real America that they don't show you. You know all that shit on Jerry Springer they show you, all the weirdo goofies? Normal people at home in America, we laugh at them and call them dummies. They're weirdos. So when you got your military over there in Afghanistan, all they got presented to them was a bunch of diverse goof-offs. Because that's what our military was breeding at that time. A bunch of fucked up goof-offs. So how in the world can the United States go in and not completely annihilate the Taliban in a week? It'd be very easy to. Very easy to. They did it on purpose. They refused to send artillery. They refused to send help. And they got your son and daughter killed. Fact. Pisses me off knowing that, man. Really pisses me off. So meanwhile, let me explain to you the Taliban little organization. So here, the Taliban were a army type of army for another radical group that was part of the Islamic world of radical caliphate idealism. Okay? Same way with BlackRock, Blackstone. They're going to be the new Taliban of Davos. You understand now how it all is working? How they're manipulating? And who did it? Who's doing it? CIA did it over in Afghanistan. Yes, they did. So this is the huge thing. Like, I wanted to tell everybody, this is huge. This should be put out publicly. I don't know why our media, our news, our House, our Senate are not condemning this and putting these fucking leaders that were in our military in the brig and court-martialed for refusing to send the soldier artillery help when they needed it. We can go around, think about it. We can't send you artillery help. Oh, but we can send $44 billion to Ukraine and send more and more weapons at your fucking expense. Meanwhile, your son and daughter was killed in Afghanistan for no fucking reason, but because somebody told the leader, don't do it. Don't send them help. They did it on purpose. And then, as you see with Blackstone, you have to ask yourself this question. Seriously. If you already have a United States government military, you have a military, you have 4 branches of our military, and this is where you'll understand why they want to take away your guns, because they want to get rid of, defund the police, take away your guns, so that way people who can afford it can afford private security. Well, what's Blackstone? Private security. For who? The rich. Now, you and I, when the cops get defunded and all this other shit, we won't have anybody to help us. We can't afford private security. We don't have any guns to help us because they took all of our guns. You understand? So the question that every American and everybody around the world, even in Afghanistan, for against the Taliban, is if we already have a military, what are these motherfuckers running around with fucking guns and military weapons for? Who sold them that shit? Only the fucking military can sell a military fucking weapon. So how the fuck are a group of fucking non-military personnel walking around claiming to be private security carry military industrial complex weapons? That's treason on our own fucking land. And everyone knows it. But you see, this is how they want to get rid of your weapon. The rich will have Blackstone, BlackRock to protect them. Just like over there in Afghanistan, the Taliban was the BlackRock, Blackstone. You see now? They tried to get rid of the military. They destroyed their military. They destroyed their police that we formed over there. You see it all. And then what did they do? The CIA turned around and they leave the military weapons for the Taliban. On purpose. On purpose. Now, all the people of the earth, you want to go around, you will say, I blame it's the West fault, the West. It's not the West fault. It's all the rich globally fault. They're the ones doing it to all of us. I don't hate Afghan. I don't hate Pakistan peoples. I don't hate people. Just like you in Afghanistan, you shouldn't say, I hate the West. No. It's not the people doing things. Every day we wake up, we go to work, we do the same thing. Eat our food, take care of our kids, go to sleep, wake up to the alarm clock, go back to work again for the government. We all doing the same damn thing. Stop blaming. I hate it, especially when I see sheikhs saying there, I blame, it's the West. The West is doing it. The West. No, we're not. No, we're not. Is a group of foul people that have positions of power globally who are manipulating our democracies to achieve a certain goal. And what is that goal? Is to overthrow every democracy globally to implement a one world government, a one world order, a one world religion, all inside a computer simulation where you can't buy, sell, or trade without the policy guidelines showing you and telling you how to conduct yourself. Fuck that, man. You see what I'm saying? Fuck that. I bet you nobody has ever heard it like this, have you? You've never heard it spoken in this way to reveal all the things that are happening. You could tie in all sorts of kinds of things into what I'm telling you. But just to give you a bigger picture of what's really going on, why they attack the guns, why they do this, why they're upping price, why they're doing all these things, this is the reason. This is the reason. And eventually, like I say, eventually, they're going to forcefully take the world by storm. Now you have to ask yourselves how? How will they do this? Well, think about it. If your militaries are being diverse, nobody wants to go join into goofy ass militaries that are foul and corrupt. You lose people to join there. Where are they going to go join? Oh, are they going to join the Taliban? They're going to go join BlackRock, Blackstone? Because why? Because that's where they get paid. The military, normal military, can't even pay the soldiers no more. So now those that want to become soldiers, your next move is to go to private security. You hear how the Taliban use that word security a lot. The Taliban security. You understand? And now in America, they're starting to use that word a lot. And they're going to start using it more and more when they try to implement this plan. It's going to get thwarted. This is why I'm making a call out to every Afghanistan refugee who has come to America. Find me. Find me. Because we will raise an army when civil war takes place. And we will fuck this world up. And we'll put it back right the way God intended it. Find me. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.